Hello students. Last lecture we have studied on halogen derivative. In that lecture we have studied the definitions of halogen derivative, alkyl halides, and a classification or different halogen derivatives we have studied, that are haloalkanes, haloalkenes, haloalkynes and aryl halides, as well as some different halogen derivative also we have studied, that are allyl halides and vinyl halides, as well as benzene halide also. Today we are going to start here a preparation of alkyl halides. How alkyl halides are prepared? So first of all, we are going to use the method of preparation of alkyl halide by using alcohols. So first of all, let us try to understand a preparation of alkyl chlorides from alcohols. So here the first reaction we will try to understand, and that is, suppose here ROH is there. ROH, I can convert this ROH by using HX to RX plus HOH will form. HOH will form there. So here this is a general reaction. Now we will try to prepare alkyl chloride, alkyl bromide as well as alkyl iodide. So the first reaction we will try to understand, and that is, suppose we have a CH2, CH2OH. Now this compound is N-propyl alcohol. Suppose if I want to convert this N-propyl alcohol into N-propyl chloride, N-propyl chloride, another byproduct will form H2O. We have to carry out this reaction in presence of ZnCl2, as well as heating is necessary. Now second preparation we will try to understand, that are a secondary alkyl halides can be prepared. Now the secondary alkyl halide I will prepare, that will be a secondary propyl chloride. So that corresponding alcohol I have to take here, and that is CH3CHOH, and this one is a secondary propyl alcohol. Okay, so that again reagent will be HCl in presence of ZnCl2, that is anhydrous ZnCl2, plus water is obtained. Now I will prepare a tertiary butyl chloride. A tertiary butyl chloride can be prepared by using again corresponding alcohol, and that is a tertiary butyl alcohol. Here is a tertiary butyl alcohol. Here only HCl is taken there. Okay, combinedly all these three reactions we will try to understand what changes we have carried out here. In case of first one, this is a primary alcohol is there. This is a secondary alcohol and tertiary alcohol. In case of a primary alcohol, when I go to convert this primary alcohol into primary alkyl halide, what reagent is necessary? HCl and anhydrous ZnCl2, as well as heating is must. In case of conversion of secondary alcohol into secondary alkyl halide, heating is not necessary, but HCl and anhydrous ZnCl2 is required. In case of third one, neither heating nor anhydrous ZnCl2 is required there. So what is the magic behind this that we have to study? And this magic, answer of this magic is given in your 11th standard book. You can see that page number 243 under chapter alkene. So there we have studied the conversion of reactions of primary alcohol into alkene, secondary alcohol into alkene, and tertiary alcohol into alkene. To convert primary alcohol into alkene, condition required is there a 95% H2SO4 and 140 degrees Celsius temperature. To convert a secondary alcohol into alkene require 60% H2SO4 as well as 100 degrees Celsius temperature. To convert tertiary alcohol into a corresponding alkene require 20% H2SO4 and 90 degrees Celsius temperature is required there. So if we observe all these three reactions, you will come to know that to convert or dehydration of a primary alcohol require a higher temperature. Higher temperature is required there. For secondary, lower temperature. And again, for a tertiary, very minimum at a 90 degrees Celsius only, dehydration takes place there. So what we can conclude observing all these three reactions, that is, tertiary alcohols are more reactive than secondary alcohols than primary alcohols regarding dehydration. So that how the dehydration takes place, that we will try to understand. For example, if I take there ethyl alcohol, suppose ethyl alcohol is taken, and if I want to carry out the dehydration of this, we will get there CH2 double bond CH2, that is corresponding alkene will obtain. Here we are going to concentrate on the bond CO bond. We are going to concentrate on a CO bond. So this here the strength of CO bond is stronger. As a result, we require 95% H2SO4 and 140 degrees Celsius. Instead of this, if we take there a secondary alcohol, suppose here is the secondary alcohol is taken, here we require 60% H2SO4 and the temperature is 100 degrees Celsius. So we will get there a corresponding alkene, that is propane will be obtained. So that here again in case of a secondary one, this bond is a little less stronger compared to primary one, because due to that plus I effect of a CH3 and as well as a secondary carbocations are more stable than primary carbocation. Tertiary carbocations are more stable than the secondary carbocation. Therefore, to dehydration of a tertiary alcohol require a less temperature as well as a less concentration of a sulfuric acid. Now, in case of this, what is exactly role of a ZnCl2 in case of this substitution reaction of alcohol into alkyl halide, that we have to study here. This anhydrous ZnCl2 affects the bond CO bond. Actually, the ZnCl2, how does it works? That we will try to understand. This ZnCl2 in itself is called as a Lucas reagent. So when suppose here ROH is there are these two pair of electrons, unused pair of electrons, and this ZnCl2 will react with this. So how bond forms there? Coordinate bond forms with the ZnCl2 like this way, and this headed towards the bond headed towards the ZnCl2 is a coordinate bond, because oxygen atom has used its own pair of electron to form a bond. Therefore, that is called as a coordinate bond. So why ZnCl2 behave as a Lewis acid? This is Lewis acid. Okay. So ZnCl2 is a Lewis acid that all of you have studied. The ZnCl2 is an incomplete octet. Limitation of octet theory you have studied in a nature of chemical bond. So that ZnCl2 is an incomplete octet. So therefore it will try to accept a pair of electron. As a result, here like this bonding forms there. Now when a proton of an acid reacts with this. This gives a carbocation HOH and a ZnCl2 will be again released out. Here carbocation formation takes place. And therefore the ZnCl2 act as a 2-Lewis acid in this reaction. Okay. Now next reaction we will try to understand, and that is a preparation of a alkyl bromides. Preparation of a alkyl bromide from alcohol. Again, I will take here a general reaction ROH, alcohol plus HBr, or I have two conditions for this. The one condition is there 48% HBr, we have to boil constantly. Second one is I can take NaBr in presence of a H2SO4, so that HBr will be released there and we will get there RBr plus HOH, that is alkyl bromide. Alkyl bromide will obtain. Okay, so here how HBr is obtained in the second case, that we will try to understand. Twice of NaBr plus H2SO4 gives Na2SO4 and twice of HBr will be released, which can be used there to convert alcohol into alkyl bromide. Now the third reaction we will try to understand, and that is the conversion of alcohols into alkyl iodide, Ri. Alcohols into Ri plus HOH. So for this we can prepare this HI in a reaction C2 by using NaI or Ki in presence of H3PO4, phosphoric acid, in presence of a phosphoric acid. Okay, for preparation of HBr we have used H2SO4, but in case of a preparation of a HI, H2SO4 is not used. Instead of H2SO4, H3PO4 is used. So we have to pay more attention on this reaction. So how that this HI can be generated, that let us see by using NaI. NaI, twice of NaI plus H2SO4 gives Na2SO4 plus twice of HI will form. So that this HI is a strong reducing agent. This is strong reducing agent, and this is oxidizing agent. So these two this HI will react with H2SO4 to form a SO2 gas. This is the drawback of the use of a H2SO4 for preparation of a HI. Therefore, instead of H2SO4, H3PO4 is used, that is phosphoric acid is used. Okay. We have studied here a preparation of alkyl halides from alcohols by using Lucas reagent, HBr and HI also. But sometimes alcohol can be converted, secondary alcohol can be converted into a tertiary alkyl halide. Here, and such a type of a reaction is called as a rearrangement reaction. So here, a secondary alcohol can be converted into a tertiary alkyl iodide. Here, let us see here the example: CH3CH, CH3, CHOH, CH3, that is 3-methyl butane 2-ol plus HI. When this is heated, we get there, actually compound should form the iodine should attach here but instead of that, iodine is attached to this tertiary carbon atom. As OH group is present at a secondary carbon atom, iodine must attack here or attach here a secondary carbon also, but that doesn't take place. So this mechanism in detail we will try to understand. Here the first one is that is a protonation of a alcohol by acid. Protonation of a alcohol by acid. Here we have a OH group and there are two unused pair of electrons. There are two unused pair of electrons. So here is a proton. Now this proton is called as a electrophile, will attack a electron rich center, and so therefore this OH group or oxygen atom will act as a nucleophile, nucleus loving reagent. So here this proton will attack here and oxygen will provide a pair of electron. So therefore here a positive center is developed on oxygen atom. Now the step number 2, formation of carbocation. So how the carbocation will take place? So that dehydration should take place. Here the bond between carbon and oxygen breaks unsymmetrically to form there a water molecule, and shared pair of electron will be again on an oxygen atom to form here a secondary carbocation. Now step number 3, that is rearrangement of secondary carbocation to tertiary carbocation. So this rearrangement, why this rearrangement takes place, that we have to study in detail. Here conversion of secondary carbocation into a tertiary carbocation, something is exchanged, and what is exchanged, that we will try to understand. The option A, that you have to find out what is exchanged, either hydrogen atom, option B proton, and option C that are hydride ion. So here as there is a positive charge, there is no any electron is there. So there only hydrogen atom will have only one electron. So by taking one electron, the bond cannot be formed. Here to form a bond with the carbon atom, H plus no any electron is there. So bond cannot be formed with the here. But hydride having a 2 electron, so this hydride can attack here with a carbocation at a secondary carbocation. So our option C is a correct option. So conversion of secondary carbocation into tertiary carbocation, hydride ion is exchanged. So this is a rearrangement. Now why this rearrangement takes place is again a one question in front of us. So because we have studied in 11th standard the stability of a carbocation, primary carbocation, secondary carbocation and tertiary carbocation. So tertiary carbocations are more stable than a secondary carbocation, and secondary carbocation is more stable than a primary carbocation, that we have explained with the help of a plus I effect of a CH3 group. So in case of as this tertiary carbocation is formed, a nucleophilic attack, that is I minus attack, will take place on a tertiary carbocation, this carbon atom, and finally tertiary pentyl iodide is obtained. Students, just now we have studied that secondary alcohol can convert it into a tertiary alkyl halides, and this is the drawback of the some of the alcohols. So this drawback is minimized by using phosphorus trihalide and phosphorus pentahalide as well as a thionyl chloride, so that again the alcohols can be converted into a different alkyl halides by using phosphorus trihalide, phosphorus pentahalide as well as a thionyl chloride. So one by one we will try to understand. So the first reaction we will try to understand with the phosphorus trihalide, and which phosphorus trihalide we can use here, that are a PCl3, PBr3, PI3, but these two are less stable. PBr3 and PI3 are less stable. PCl5 is more stable one. So here thrice of ROH we have to take. Thrice of ROH plus PX3 gives RX plus X3PO3, that is phosphorus acid is obtained. Now suppose the question is asked in the examination that how ethyl chloride is obtained. So what you will do there, first of all you will draw here a arrow, then you will draw the structure of a desired product, and after drawing the structure of that whatever product is asked in the examination, you will come to know that which alcohol is to be taken there. As the ethyl chloride is asked in the examination, obviously we have to take there a ethyl alcohol. So that, and this reaction must be learned by her. So that thiosop alcohol plus PCl3 gives thiosop CH3CH2Cl plus H3PO3 phosphorus acid. Now a second one, another example is there, and again alkyl chlorides can be prepared by using a phosphorus pentachlorides. PCl5 and PI5 are not used for this reaction of a conversion of alkyl bromide and alkyl iodide by using a PBr5 and PI5 because these two compounds are very less stable or very unstable one. So only PCl5 can be taken in case of a phosphorus pentahalides. So again ROH plus PCl5 gives RCl plus HCl plus POCl3. POCl3 is called as a phosphoryl chloride. Let us take one example how you can prepare N-propyl chloride. So suppose this question is asked in examination that how N-propyl chloride can be prepared by using a phosphorus pentachloride. So first of all I will draw the structure of a product asked in the examination, and that is a CH3CH2CH2Cl is my N-propyl chloride. Now I will get immediately the idea that I have to take a N-propyl alcohol to convert that into N-propyl chloride plus a PCl5, and again another byproducts we can write HCl and POCl3. This is the again second method of preparation by using phosphorus halides. Now the third method of preparation of alkyl chlorides, that is by using a thionyl chloride, that is SOCl2. Thionyl chloride is SOCl2. Now again ROH plus SOCl2, when heated we get their alkyl chlorides, SO2 gas and hydrochloric acid gas. As there is heating sign is there, HCl will be in the form of a gas. So this method of a preparation of alkyl chloride is the best one. Why this is the best method? Because here whatever products are obtained, out of these three products, two are a gaseous state. So these will not remain in a reaction C2. Only desired product will remain in a reaction C2. So separation is not necessary. Now next reaction we are going to study here, that is a preparation of alkyl halides from alkene. So that we have studied these reactions in 11th standard. Whenever the symmetrical alkene is there, symmetrical alkene reacts with the halo acid, we get there alkyl halides there, but there is no need of using Markovnikov rule. So very simple reaction is there, a symmetrical alkene. Why this is called as a symmetrical one? First of all, that we have to study. If I break this alkene across the double bond, I will get a CH2 group at left hand side and CH2 group at a right hand side. So both groups are a similar one. So this is called as a symmetrical alkene. Now this HBr is also unsymmetrical one. You know that HBr gives HBr, when dissociate we get there H plus and a Br minus. So HBr is also unsymmetrical. HBr is an unsymmetrical one, but our alkene is a symmetrical one. So there is no need of addition by applying a Markovnikov's rule. So here hydrogen is added here, and Br is added here. So we get there a CH3CH2Br. So here the ethyl bromide can be simply, or ethyl chloride, ethyl iodide also can be prepared by using the ethylene and HCl, HBr and HI. By using this halo acid, you can prepare the ethyl halide from this. Now the second reaction we will try to understand, and that is an unsymmetrical alkene. Now again we will make here example is taken a propylene. Again we will make there two parts of this, a CH3CH and CH2. So these two parts are not equal, therefore this compound is called as a unsymmetrical alkene. Now HBr is applied there, unsymmetrical reagent, unsymmetrical acid. So we have to follow here Markovnikov's rule. That Markovnikov's rule you have studied in 11th standard. When unsymmetrical adding reagent reacts with the unsymmetrical alkene, the negative part goes to get attached to the carbon atom containing less number of hydrogen atoms, and positive part get attached to the carbon atom containing more number of hydrogen atoms. So if we follow here Markovnikov's rule, again there are two products are obtained here. According to the Markovnikov's rule, this must be the only product, but here a mixture is obtained, but major product is according to Markovnikov's rule, where the negative part is attached to the carbon atom containing less number of hydrogen atoms, and here negative part is attached to the carbon atom containing a more number of hydrogen atom, but this product is very minor one. As the major product is this one, we can state there a Markovnikov's rule. When unsymmetrical alkene is reacted with a unsymmetrical adding reagent, the negative part of that adding reagent is get added to the carbon atom containing less number of hydrogen atom. Okay. Now this is the Markovnikov's rule. Anti-Markovnikov's rule we will try to understand. This anti-Markovnikov's rule also called as a peroxide effect, and this peroxide effect we will try to understand. Again here unsymmetrical alkene is taken, unsymmetrical adding reagent is there, but this reaction is carried out in presence of a benzoyl peroxide. This reaction is carried out in presence of a benzoyl peroxide. Here we have studied negative part is get added to the carbon atom containing less number of hydrogen atom, but here the negative part we have to add to the carbon atom containing more number of hydrogen atoms, and positive part we have to add to the carbon atom containing less number of hydrogen atom. This happens due to presence of a benzoyl peroxide. So therefore this reaction is also called as a peroxide effect or Kars-Mayev effect. Here what happened, which compound is obtained? N-propyl bromide. The compound obtained is a N-propyl bromide. Here in case of an anti-Markovnikov's rule, only HBr follows anti-Markovnikov's rule. HCl and HI do not follow anti-Markovnikov's rule. So that you have to keep in mind. Now the next reaction we will try to understand, and that is halogenation. This is a very important reaction again. Here one alkyl halide is get converted into another alkyl chloride or a alkyl iodide. The first reaction we will try to understand, and that is a Finkelstein reaction. So the multiple choice question also can be asked in the example in a reaction or in a CET examination, that some of the reactions will be given and it will be asked to you that identify which of the following is a Finkelstein reaction. So you should keep in mind that conversion of alkyl chloride or alkyl bromide into alkyl iodide is called as a Finkelstein reaction. That you have to learn by heart, that you have to keep in mind as far as your competitive examination concerned. So here first we will try to understand the characteristic of a Finkelstein reaction, that alkyl chloride or alkyl bromide when react with the sodium iodide in presence of either acetone or methane, we get there Ri plus NaCl. So any alkyl chloride iodide can be prepared. For example, if I want to prepare ethyl iodide, so I will take here ethyl chloride or ethyl bromide. This reaction and this NaI and acetone and methanol will be the same one. So here NaCl will be precipitate out here. Now the next reaction we will try to understand, and that is a SWOT reaction. What is the characteristic of the SWOT reaction? So as far as your board examination reaction, just you will go to learn by heart the reaction RCl plus AgF. You will get there Rf and AgCl. AgCl will get precipitate out there. Now what is the characteristic of a SWOT reaction? The SWOT reaction is a conversion of alkyl chloride into alkyl fluoride. Okay, we have studied some of the few reactions where we cannot prepare here Rf. So this is only one reaction. By using this one reaction, we can convert alkyl chloride into alkyl fluorides. So that reaction is called as a SWOT reaction. Let us take one example. And suppose the reaction is asked in the examination, how will you prepare ethyl fluoride from alkyl halide? So you have to follow there a SWOT reaction. CH3 CH2 Cl plus AgF. You will get there CH3 CH2F plus AgCl will precipitate out. Okay. As far as your board reaction concerned, you will learn by heart this reaction, no problem. But as far as your CET reactions or CET examination concerned, you have to learn by heart all these four reagents. These all the, instead of that AgF, the Ag2F2, arsenic trifluoride, antimony trifluoride also can be used there to convert that alkyl chloride into alkyl fluoride. So therefore, this reaction is called as a SWOT reaction. So next few reactions we will try to understand here. Another two typical reactions we will try to understand here, and that are, suppose I have a CH3 CH double bond CH2. I will go to add some, suppose, chlorine, and another reaction I will try to explain, alkene plus Cl2. Here is heating is there. And suppose this reaction is carried out at a room temperature. So these are the two conditions. Reactants are same, propylene, chlorine, propylene, chlorine. In the both reactions, different products are obtained. In the first reaction, simple addition reaction is carried out, and we will get there a propylene dichloride. The common name of this compound is propylene dichloride. This is a vicinal dihalide. IUPAC name will be 1,2-dichloropropane. 1,2-dichloropropane. This is an example of a vicinal dihalide. In the second one, the condition is changed. That is, only heating is applied. So here, what happens? Here we get there CH3 CH and Cl. One minute. A CH2 double bond CH and CH3 we will take. So this double bond will remain as it is, and one of the hydrogen atom of this CH3 group is substituted. Here what happened? Addition reaction is carried out, and here a substitution reaction is carried out. So this is the difference between the reaction is carried out room temperature and when reaction is carried out at a high temperature.